4 states lay claim to the whoopie pie: Maine, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Pennsylvania. But as I did my research, I found out that really it comes down to just 2 of them. Hello, and welcome to the Iron Spoon Kitchen, where today we're going to be looking into the whoopie pie. Whoopee! And how did it come about? Is it something that's been around forever? Or is it something that, well, by golly, some people got together and decided they wanted to be the first ones known about it? So we're going to find out about that. But before we get to that history, let's go ahead and start pulling things together to make our own whoopie pies. And guess what you need? You need some flour. So I got 2 cups of flour here. And I have a 1/2 cup of Dutch processed cocoa. Don't get the Norwegian, stick with the Dutch. Okay? Actually, that's just a certain process that's done. I'll have to do the research on that someday to figure out why it's called that. So I had those together. Let me just give those a brief mix. And then I have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, that part is pretty much done. Now, we're going to go ahead and start with our sugar. And we have a cup of packed brown sugar right here. Let's see, I think it's gotten packed in the bowl. There we go. And then we have our butter, 1 stick of butter. 8 tablespoons. Oops, look at that one. That was in the script. Now we put it into the pot. And gonna mix those together. Nothing too complicated about this. That looks like we got it. So I'm gonna add my 1 egg at room temperature. Mix that in there. Now we're going to add our 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Give that a quick mix. Now it's time to add in our flour mixture. And we'll just do this a little bit at a time. Put in about 2 scoops there. And then I'm going to put in about half the buttermilk. That's about half. And mix again. Okay, we're going to add some more. Well, let's just put the rest of this in. I think it can handle it. And then the rest of our buttermilk. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and scoop these up and put them onto the baking sheet. But while I'm getting ready for that, let's take a look at how in the world did a whoopie pie become controversial? In 1928, a Broadway show named Whoopie wasn't just a hit. It changed how bakers marketed their treats. Within just a couple of years, at least 2 rival companies were racing to put the word whoopee on a wax paper wrapper. And their advertisements are some of the earliest hard evidence we have of the whoopie pie as a commercial product. Take the Barrick Cake Company of Roxbury, Massachusetts. This ad boasts that Barrick whoopie pie was the largest selling 5-cent cake around. Here's the actual box promising a thrill in every bite. Selling for just 5 cents. Notice the spelling, whoopee with the double E, a direct nod to that Broadway catchphrase, making whoopee. This branding choice is a big reason the double E spelling was used for so many years. But Barrick wasn't alone. Down in Brooklyn, New York, the Pie Bakeries of America ran their own fleet of delivery trucks under the brand Mrs. Wagner's Pies. Model AA Fords like this one rolled out fresh apple pies to corner stores across the city. Mrs. Wagner's didn't stop at apple pies, though. They had their own whoopie pie on the market, too, and it was already crossing state lines by the early 1930s. Here's proof of just how far Mrs. Wagner's reach extended. A tiny classified notice tucked into an Ohio newspaper in December of 1931. It reads simply, "Mrs. Wagner's Whoopie Pies, 5 cents at the Big Barrel." That's a Brooklyn-based commercial bakery selling whoopie pies in the Midwest, years before Pennsylvania or Maine would ever lay formal claim to the dessert. Maine's claim was Labadie's bakery invented them. According to their website, it all started in 1925 inside a small brick bakery on Lincoln Street in Lewiston, Maine. One afternoon, something new came out of the oven. 2 soft chocolate cakes with a smooth layer of sweet cream between them. Nobody knew it then, but that little treat would become a Maine classic, the whoopie pie. Pennsylvania enters the written record in 1932. This special notice to high school students from the Bedford Gazette invites teens to grab those delicious whoopie pies fresh every day right across the street at Ross Spriggs' shop. This is exactly the kind of small-town, corner bakery evidence Pennsylvania's Amish heritage story needs. Proof the treat was already a local staple by 1932. Note, it is not listed as new, which gives the Amish heritage and home kitchen a strong link. By 1938, whoopie pies were common enough to appear as a line item in the weekly grocery ad, sandwiched right between the frankfurters and beef chuck. It advertised whoopie pies, large, 6 for 25 cents. 20 years after those first ads, Barrick Cake Company was still going strong enough to launch a massive promotional contest. Enter to win a brand new 1950 Plymouth sedan as first prize. The contestants collected the small labels off individual Barrick whoopie pies, each one worth 10 votes. Look at that list of distributors on this ad. Bakeries in Bangor, Waterville, Sanford, Augusta, Lewiston. Barrick's whoopie pies had thoroughly saturated the state of Maine by mid-century, which helps explain why Maine's claim to the treat runs so deep today. By the late 1960s, the whoopie pie had made the leap from home kitchen to bakery counter to home kitchen once again. This reader-submitted recipe, printed in the Oil City Derrick, is proof that by the late 60s, the whoopie pie had returned from a commercial novelty back to the home baking tradition. Maine wasn't content to let the story rest with old newspaper clippings. In 2011, the good people of Maine made it official, establishing the whoopie pie as their state treat. The bragging rights didn't stop there. On June 9, 2023, the Maine Whoopie Pie Festival teamed up with the Portland Sea Dogs and Wicked Whoopies to set a Guinness World Record for the longest line of whoopie pies. Laid out in front of Hadlock Field in Portland, the line stretched across 2,121 whoopie pies, all supplied by Wicked Whoopies. Guinness confirmed the record on March 28, 2024. The very first whoopie pie-related record the organization has ever recognized. And the whoopie pie's reach doesn't stop at New England's border either. Even Oreo has gotten in on the action, releasing its own cream-filled cake sandwich called Oreo Cakesters in 2007, then discontinuing them in 2012, and then bringing them back in 2022. Call it what you like, but it sure looks like a whoopie pie to me. So who really invented the whoopie pie? The honest answer is that no single piece of paper settles it. What the record does show is that by 1931, decades before anyone thought to fight over the title, bakeries in Massachusetts and New York were already mass-producing whoopie pies and shipping them across state lines, while Pennsylvania's Amish kitchens and Maine's neighborhood bakeries were independently baking their own versions into local tradition. The paper trail favors the commercial bakeries of Massachusetts and New York for putting the name into print first. But paper trails were never the currency of Amish farm kitchens and local bakeries. And that's exactly the point. Some of America's best-loved foods were never invented so much as they were arrived at, again and again. I found that fascinating, especially the part about the spelling. I'm sticking with the EE because that was the original one. But now, let's get our little dollops here of cake.
Please pardon this interruption. We want to remind you to like and subscribe. It makes a difference. We now return you to your regularly scheduled program.
And this is just an ice cream scooper. But according to the directions, you gotta make sure you don't put too many on one piece of paper because they spread out, which I'm thinking I'm just going to do maybe 5 on this. These will be going into a 350-degree oven, and for some amount of minutes, I'll have to look and see what it is. Now for the marshmallow fluff, the inside of the cake, of the whoopie pie. And we have 1.5 sticks of butter, and then I've got 1.25 cups of confectioner's sugar. We're going to mix all those together. We've got that together. Add our 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And now, the key ingredient, 2.5 cups of marshmallow fluff. And this is extra sticky. If you ever run out of glue in your house and you have some of this in the pantry, just use this. That's been about 2 minutes. I think we're done. Now this is going to go in the refrigerator for just a little while for it to firm up just a bit. I think those are done. And they're going to be pretty big whoopie pies. Hey, I've got them out of the oven. Here's one set. Here's the other set. Still kind of warm. But this set has had a chance to cool off. And what we're going to do is take this filling, fill it in there, and then take another one and put it on top. And we're going to say, whoopee! At least I am. All right, well, come over a little closer. You can see me making these little sandwiches. Yeah, I've chilled this a little bit just to give it a little bit more substance. I don't know if I had to. I'm going to fill that on the inside here. And we're going to take another one. Yeah, maybe I need a little bit more on there. Can't have enough. Can't have too much. Okay, we'll take this one. Yeah, maybe I'll take another one that fits a little better. Then just put it on top there. And there you have it. Okay, let's see what we have here. I'd say whoopee. Whoopee, if I had this in my lunch box, that is delicious. It's kind of like what they did is they took the frosting and put it on the inside. Kind of took a cupcake and cut it in half. That is good. Oh, this is worth making. And I'll tell you this, another reason why it's worth making is because, have you seen the prices of some of these for sale? My goodness. It was like 50 bucks for a dozen of them. So make it at home. You can do a lot more than, for 50 bucks, you can do a lot more than just a dozen. Well, I hope that you found this fascinating. I thought I had picked something that didn't have much history to it, no competition like the Reuben sandwich had. But sure enough, you start looking at these different stories, you find something of interest. And I found this very interesting and tasty. Well, thank you for joining me today in the Iron Spoon Kitchen for the whoopie pie.